Jets.
I ain't
Y'all
watching
gonna
that.
win that.
Good evening,
Dang.
everybody. How's everybody doing? What's going on?
We're
Welcome into the company, the
so
podcast that we've been doing for a while now, and
5 years.
it's been a while.
5 years?
Today
Been a
is
while.
November 16th, 2023 at 10:05 p.m. And we are live and in effect. Thank everybody for coming in. Have a seat. Hope you guys have some room and some time to sit here and politic with us because we're gonna talk about a few things. Of course, not politics, but there are some things that we do want to get on the forefront and talk about and laugh about and everything. Today is marks a week before Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody has their plans in order and everything that they got to get done, and you got your things that you got to buy and cook. Because I know some of the older people they start cooking now.
That food ain't gonna taste good.
Nope.
Mm,
Hell no.
Can't tell them that though.
mm. Well, you know
Motherfucker.
how older people do. They're like, it ain't good. Shit, shit, grandma, shit.
Sit at the
Hold on,
mama if
let's
you
see.
want to.
That's why y'all got intestinal problems now.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, what they're predicting that this is going to be the most traveled Thanksgiving than it has been over the past few years since, well, actually since the pandemic. I think people are just getting more comfortable with the idea that they got to leave the house in order to live. I think we all went through some shit during the pandemic and it kind of messed us up with traveling and being around families, but it might be,
It's still affecting some older people. I
yeah.
noticed, and I go. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not about to live inside.
Hmm.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, it still has people afraid. Like you really don't want to be around your older family members because of things like this. It's like, wow, just being around somebody can actually just ruin their life and kill them. So that's what's been messing a lot of folk up.
But then, to me, on the flip side, I don't know if it's any better, but I think them not being around people, that depression might kill them too. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
hard to tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. That loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be going down to see family, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm kind of excited. Actually seeing somebody this holiday season, but not having to make special arrangements for certain people. And hey, we can go by and stand in the yard and have fun with them while they in the house, all that type stuff. So it should be cool. It should be cool. Gas prices are where they are. Now you feel about that.
It ain't that
So,
bad right now compared to normal.
mhm,
Yeah, yeah.
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 mhm. Are y'all flying anywhere?
We ain't doing shit.
I ain't doing that.
No.
Hmm.
We probably gonna have
Okay.
some family come to our house.
Hmm.
So nope.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So yeah, hopefully Thanksgiving goes off without a hitch. And that's all I got to say about that. What's been going on over the past few weeks? Over the past week, we've had some sports issues, we've had some entertainment issues, we had some music issues. It is a bad time to be a celebrity. That's all I can think of right now because either you getting choked out, you getting
Or
you
choked
getting
out.
yeah, you get choked out or choked out,
Oh,
both of
from the
them.
back. Oh, from
Yeah,
the back. Got it.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those times. It's really interesting. I didn't know what time the show start. What are you eating, Izzo?
You
Izzo didn't know what time the show start. What are you eating?
Pizza.
Hmm,
Well, I knew what time it started. I just got hungry again. I'm fat.
hmm, hmm, hmm. So the latest thing, I don't know if you guys are following the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the most under. Well, I don't want to say how do I want to put it?
Say with your chest out, Brian.
right. It's
Yeah,
fine, motherfucker.
I think Draymond Green is like a player that's supposed to be in the '90s, and he just time shifted here. Like, there's no reason to play as hard as he plays.
As
Don't
rough as
yeah.
you know, I mean,
Now,
He's one of the closest things to an enforcer in this era.
mhm,
that
okay.
is yeah. And it's
Now, I need somebody to set up what happened and how it ended up with him putting somebody to sleep in the middle of the court. Nick, you wanna take a swing at that one?
Let's see. Yeah. So I wish I could say something funny about that, but it literally happened within like a minute of the game.
Oh, that was early in the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, it was still 0-0.
Shit.
Yeah. Essentially,
I never dreaming
Klay
about that.
Thompson, Klay Thompson, and a guy for the what was
McDaniel.
McDaniel, thank you, for the Wolves. They got kind of tangled up after a shot, and then they kept grabbing each other's jerseys, going to the half court. Maybe a punch got thrown at Klay Thompson. I'm not quite sure, but once that happened, Rudy Gobert went after to try to quote unquote defuse it, but he ended up grabbing Klay Thompson, which was a no-no. So Draymond, no hesitation, ran up behind him, put him in the chokehold, and that's all she wrote.
I didn't even think he was that close to him.
Oh, he was
that quick.
No,
He was. He sprinted. He was
Yeah.
that.
I mean, pretty much, he just needed an excuse.
Now, mind you, it was in transition, so everybody was already running towards the other side.
It was fun, yeah. So, what happened to him? Is he being penalized? Are they just saying it was a scuffle and they
Well,
Curtis Ball,
Daniel, Klay Thompson, and Draymond all got ejected from the game. Draymond got suspended for 5 games.
5.
And got fined.
And I keep hearing different things. I'm hearing 3 games, 5 games, 3 games.
It was 5. I mean, honestly, that's probably fair. I mean, the reason why he probably got that many to begin with is because of his reputation.
But there's people calling for more games, and I'm like, y'all.
Why?
No,
They're reaching.
5 ain't enough.
Right. They was like 10. Like what 10?
Yeah, no. And again,
People are keywords.
if this was not Draymond Green, the person would have probably got 2 games.
Yeah, 3 at the most. But yeah.
I mean, I'll just say this: it did not help Rudy Gobert's reputation.
That's a man.
I mean, anybody that it gets choked out is gonna look like just the biggest.
No, but he didn't even try to fight it.
He didn't try to fight it.
He crumbled like crepes.
He's like 8'2". He didn't try to fight it.
Yeah,
it's like he. And you should know if there's a situation that's about to happen, and you're trying to kind of defuse it, you go and help your teammate. You don't grab the other person.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Given the
and then he go act like nothing. Then after he got choked out, he's got his hands up like I didn't do anything.
Yeah, right.
And all he could do was grab him to hold on before he hit the ground. Now, given the state of the game, is there room for a player like Draymond Green, or does that type of play does that have to be extinguished?
Yeah, to help get some titles.
You still need somebody.
Yeah. To help get some titles, so it's working.
Yeah, that he is the reason why Golden State is not 100% finesse team. You need somebody.
Okay,
and there are other players in the league. They're just not as blatant as he is. Like Steven Adams, ain't nobody gonna fuck with him.
Yeah, see, like you said, he's more blatant, and he just doesn't shut up. He talks with the refs. He gets technical fouls all the time. So.
Yeah,
and again,
let's be honest. Let's be honest. We say his name, and that's what you want people to do. You want them to say your name when the game ain't on. So I don't know, man. It's a different game. It's more of a.
It is, but there's still some.
It seems like it's more of a touch me and I'll sue type game.
Well,
yeah, yes, it kind of is.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. It is, but I do think that you need that kind of person though. I mean, because pretty much you don't want, especially if your star is not the quote unquote the tough guy, you don't want no one thinking that they can just run up on your teammates and just.
Oh yeah,
so
that's true.
So you need to have. I mean, there's levels to it. I mean, does Draymond go out of control? Yeah. I mean, he didn't knock out his teammate, which happens all the time, but that was on camera.
Yeah,
but then we found out that the players didn't fuck with that guy really like that anyway. Draymond was the one who just had to check him.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, and I wonder that sometimes. Like, is there even room for that anymore?
Plenty of room.
So I mean, don't get, let me say one more thing. Don't get me wrong. Now, I mean, the fact that he choked him and then it's like dragging him across the court. I mean,
Yeah,
that
that
part
was-
did not look good.
That was a mobbing almost. Like you
I loved it.
you are barred from doing that ever again on the company podcast. So
So the consensus is Rudy Gobert is like soft, like fucking
Cotton
French
tissue.
shit.
understand that. I
He
understand.
caused the pandemic. No, I'm just
So
Well, he
I
did.
mean, but to be
in
honest
the
with you,
NBA he did.
with him
I'm not
not
calling
on-
him what Izzo calls him.
with
What?
Draymond not on the court, not playing, is his team suffering,
Yes.
or does it even matter if he's there or not? He was good for the game while he was there, but it really doesn't matter if he's there or not.
No. He's not just a physical player. He's smart. So some of the offense runs through him.
Mm-hmm.
Izzo, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Izzo
You hear all of it.
Izzo about to gain all that weight he lost before he come back to Columbia.
Dude, I'm doing the same thing I do normally. My
There's
metabolism
no
is
way.
high as hell. Y'all just shot. My metabolism is high.
There's no way.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, they're suffering because he's not just a physical player. He's fucking smart as shit.
He does make a difference when he's on the field. On the
He
court.
does all the dirty work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so he's
Okay.
a facilitator. So I mean, they wouldn't win without him. There's a reason why he's still with the Warriors despite all of his stuff that he's done. Because normally that guy would have been traded by now.
Mhm.
But
Shit. When he got thrown out of what was it, game 6?
5.
Five?
Oh, you talking about the finals? You talking about the finals?
Yeah, in the finals.
Yeah, game 5.
They had the finals, and then
Yeah, he got suspended for game 5. And if you remember that game too, when they went to game 7, if the Golden State wins, he was probably going to win MVP because he had a triple double, 30 points.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
he's just not needed to score like that. He can occasionally, but he's just we got the two greatest shooters in the NBA.
Yeah.
You don't need him.
Yeah.
Mhm. So at this point, he knows he's an asset.
he been known
So
that.
he's going to, yeah, I mean, he knows he's an asset. So
Okay.
there's no way to get him to calm down because he's like, this is who I am, and this is how I play, and I get us to titles, and I get us to the finals.
Hell, Steve Kerr actually kind of defended him after this whole.
Oh
choke
yeah,
out.
he did.
Well,
He
Steve
did.
Kerr is from that time when motherfuckers got their asses whooped on the court.
Well, damn,
And
Jordan
kept
knocked him
playing.
out.
Yeah, about to say Jordan fucked his ass up.
Yeah.
It
So
just was on camera.
him
knows what-
watching Draymond play ain't nothing different than Steve Kerr. All he's doing is watching old school game.
Yeah, he just
Yeah, it's because it was way more physical in the
Oh
'90s
yeah.
than it is now, and that's not a
90s,
long
no.
transition, but it did make a transition.
well.
Right.
I wish it was still like that because, I mean,
Hey, Chiquita,
huh?
I saw Chicky come in the podcast, man.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So slow. So slow.
Damn.
Where's she at?
He's
I
slow.
was like, hey, baby. Stupid. I wish it still played like that, but the whole Malice in the Palace shit that fucked everything up.
Yeah, and then I kind of get
Oh, yeah.
how they try to. She said hi. I kind of get it why they try to shut the game down. Not even shut it down, but stop that because you got to keep your players healthy and they got to be in for the long run. You know, we lost a lot of players and then had to recruit harder back then because people would get hurt or they weren't ready for the toughness because you know how you will amp a college player up. Oh, you'll be dope in the NBA. You'll dope in the NBA. And then as soon as they hit that field or hit that court, they get their ass whooped and then they leave. So you got to try to make the league a more welcoming thing for players. So I kind of understand why they want people to stop doing the shit that Draymond does, but it does add an excitement, a level of excitement to the game.
And
Because at
also,
one point, nobody was talking to NBA.
yeah. Well, plus too, I mean, let's be real, it's a business, and they want to keep those corporation sponsorships, and they don't want to see
That part.
parts fight.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and I mean, David Stern did all that, and I mean he did a lot of great things for the NBA, but that's one of the things I wish he would have left alone. But I get it.
Yeah, it's a business, and you got to make money off this stuff, and people fragile. And people get choked out. I'm surprised boy didn't go to sleep. Like he had that motherfucker locked in.
Oh yeah.
I watch a lot of MMA, and once you get under that chin with that lock, that's
Again,
that
all
shit
it
is over.
is. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence who he did that to, because he was not going to do it to a lot of the people. If let's just say if it's somebody else that did the same thing Reed did, Draymond might have pushed him, but he ain't gonna put him in no choke.
Yeah, he not
like you said, he's smart. He ain't no fool.
Yeah.
I love when people say, "Oh, he gonna do that to Rudy." I go, y'all be talking tough, but I ain't seen none of y'all bust a grape in a fruit fight. Shut up.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, that dude didn't do nothing. So,
but that was interesting. That thing kind of made more people, and I think you got a couple of people following his team now.
Brian, don't get choked up about it, man. It's okay.
I'm not. Who?
oh wow, choked.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But yeah, that was just an interesting thing that I saw pop up, and I was wondering what y'all thought about it. If there's room for a player like Draymond now,
Yes.
there always will be, because that's what we grew up watching. But the game changes, So
I tell you what, if there was more bigger enforcers like that, a lot of these dudes like LeBron wouldn't just barrel into the fucking lane. Like if there was a Charles Oakley out there,
oh gosh, yeah,
he had. You know what? I'm gonna just take this three.
Yeah,
and brick it.
And LeBron's a big dude. Don't get me wrong, but he can push a lot of people around and get into the lane. So it would just be a different. It would have set a different tone.
I mean, let's be honest. Who in the league right now can stop him from going to the paint?
Nobody. Nobody's
LeBron or Draymond.
LeBron. There ain't no one gonna stop that train. Either you're going to move out the way, or you're going to try to. No, you're just gonna move out the way.
There is going to have to be an understanding for people that hate LeBron that this man is an amazing basketball player.
But they're still going to talk shit like he's 39 years old. Or he only scored 10 points. He's 39 years old, motherfucker. So I'm not a big fan, but I respect it.
Yeah, I appreciate his greatness. I mean, he's. Yeah. I'll spare the debate because I got my feelings about it, but I mean, you can't deny what he's done.
No.
Yeah. So I want to do something different with the podcast, and then I'm just going to do like a rapid fire topic situation, and I want y'all to give me y'all. And if it goes overtime, then shit, we just gonna go overtime. But I just see a bunch of current event type shit, and I want to talk about it and let y'all comment on it. So today, Snoop Dogg says he's given up smoking after years of marijuana use. Why are you laughing?
That's some fool. He'll be right back.
He said that.
Yes,
he said that.
Snoop said, respect his privacy. He's given up smoking. Known weed enthusiast, the rapper Snoop Dogg announced unthinkable on Thursday. He's given up smoking. The hip hop star, whose real name is Kevin Brodus, did not specify what kind of smoke he's quitting or even whether he's serious. He says, after much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time.
The fuck? Did somebody just die? What the fuck are you talking about?
He's given up weed. He stopped.
He has said this before. This is not
when he said, I mean,
he said this before.
He was high shit when he said that shit.
You know what?
Yeah.
When people try to give up a vice and y'all laugh, it makes it that much harder to give up that vice.
No way.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Tamika says she does not believe Calvin is going to stop.
That's right. We don't.
I mean, maybe it's to the point. It was like, you can't get no higher than he's gotten in the past. The man want to make
I
it.
don't know, man. Whatever.
Let's see what I miss.
Do you?
He's moving on. He's moving to edibles, letting his lungs rest a little. Eat up, champ.
I ain't mad at that. Not mad at that one at all.
Oh,
Well,
no,
giving up one for the other is all it is.
Yeah. So I mean, if he says he wants to give up smoking, I don't, and I'm not a smoker, so I will never be able to put my mind in the head of somebody who has to be high all the time.
He's still gonna get high. It doesn't matter. What difference does it make?
I think it would be.
I'm gonna give up cocaine and I'm gonna smoke crack. What the fuck difference is it?
I think it's going to be a shock to his system to not be high. Now I don't know what this man does in his private life, but from what we understand, he's high all the time.
He ain't gonna stay high all the time because edibles will put some weight on him though.
All right, so you guys don't believe Snoop is going to quit smoking weed?
Well, let me rephrase. I don't believe he's gonna stop getting high.
Okay. All right. Next one here. Sean Diddy Combs accused of rape and abuse by former romantic partner Cassie.
Take that.
Fucking Nick, man.
Nick. What? All right, Tamika is judging. She says he is guilty. Now, here's my thing.
How can you say somebody guilty already, though?
Here's my thing.
I'm not saying he is. It ain't either.
Me neither. Now, when celebrities are at their peak, they have a lot of power. Diddy had a lot of power, a shit ton of power in the 90s, early 2000s.
He did.
As time goes on, you get older, you start focusing on other things, you lose a little bit of that power, and that's when these things start leaking out. That's why Cassie is coming out right now, because he probably doesn't have the power over her that he used to. Do you think that this is something that's going to knock Diddy off the tower that he thinks he's on? Do you think this is just something that's going to pass without us hearing anything else about it? What are your thoughts on the fact that Diddy's coming out now as a rapist?
Allegedly.
More like a sexual assaulter or predator, I guess. Which is there's not much of a difference, but I don't know. These things are weird. Like, it's no way for us to know. Everybody like, I told you, and it's kind of like we've heard people be truthful about it. We've heard people blatantly lie. So I actually have no clue.
Mm-hmm. Now, we've heard things about Diddy in the past, how he's a tyrant and a horrible person and a mean person to work with. But the man has results. He's got plaques.
Yeah, but I've heard of tyrants not be sexual assaulters either, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Say that again, Enzo?
I've heard of other people in power not be sexual assaulters too, so I don't know.
No.
I'm not capable for them. I just can't.
Oh no, I don't.
But this is the kind of stuff that's come out for other celebrities too. We've seen Bill be taken down by accusations, but that was decades after it happened.
Yeah, but he did it. He said it.
Spanish fly.
He said it.
Yeah, he talked about Spanish fly in his stand-up. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
R. Kelly, we got tape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ain't trying to be funny. So
you heard the tapes from Suge Knight too, talking about how Diddy set people up, and
it's hard for me to take him as seriously because he know more about Tupac than he'll ever lead on.
Man, fuck Suge Knight.
Ain't that the truth?
Suge,
so it's hard.
Suge, we apologize, though. Suge.
Oh, you see me right? I was like,
Suge.
That's them. That's them. That ain't me. That ain't me.
He ain't getting out of jail no time soon. And people aren't that loyal to people no more, so they ain't worried.
Well, how does he have a podcast though?
Who?
Suge Knight has a podcast.
What?
Is he in a happy house?
I don't know, but Suge has a podcast, and I am afraid to listen to it. But he does. So I mean, Diddy is probably one of those people that did some unspeakable things in the record label, in the music business, to show power.
Well,
and I mean, listening to the thing that Cassie was talking about, how Diddy was looking at a table full of this white woman was at this bar Diddy was at, and she had the side of her head shaved, And she had bottles all over the place, and Diddy was looking at her, and he looked at Cassie and said, "Shave your head tomorrow." She said, "Shave the side of your head tomorrow." And Cassie did it, and somebody asked her why, and she was like, "Whatever he wants, I got to do it."
Yeah, I heard that.
He's like, "You shave your head, I got some new flavor in your ear. Shave your head."
Hey man,
with that nigga.
Rest in peace, Craig Knight.
Fucking Nick, man. Nick is taking my spot tonight.
Definitely.
Fuck. Hey, but to that point, I mean, he might be guilty, he might not be guilty, but shit, you got to think he done. All of his damn artists went through some shit, so. And I'm sure he had something to do with it. So
yeah. I mean, well, we saw a part of how he was in making the band.
Oh gosh,
of course,
I'm going to believe
it was super dumbed down, but you got to understand they got to push it on TV. So I mean, I don't put nothing past who he might be.
That's that motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. So next hot topic here: no bars. Andre 3000 announces instrumental album New Blue Sun, which is supposed to be an all flute album. You can cut me out. It's a flute album. He's playing the flute the entire time. There's no bars. That's why he's.
I got nothing. Nope.
When Tiggy said that earlier in the week, and I was like, read the article, I thought it was another joke. I didn't know that he was actually putting something out with no words.
Yeah.
17
years since he's put out an album. He's going
to false. Nope.
It was false.
17 since Outkast put out an album.
Since Outkast put on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, since Outkast put out an album.
Yes, nope.
Okay, I get that.
Nope.
And I still don't understand why Idlewild doesn't count as an Outkast album.
It doesn't?
I count it.
I don't. I mean, it's a soundtrack. I know why you're saying that, but I can see why you would say that, but
it's their movie though.
It's credited as Idlewild.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I'm just thinking about literally just literal black and white.
I got you.
But if you were to say it's an Outkast album, that's fine with me.
All right, so the beloved Outkast rapper who has grace tracks with unforgettable guest verses during his years-long album hiatus is set to release New Blue Sun on Friday. It's an entirely instrumental album in which the rapper will show off his flute skills. He says, "I've been interested in wins for a long time. So it was just a natural progression for me to go with flutes after Andre 3000 in announcing the project. I just like messing with instruments, and I gravitated mostly towards wind."
This is the dumbest shit I've heard all year.
And that's saying a lot.
Are you not even going to listen to the flute album?
Nope.
Listen, man. I'll Google play flute music. That's all I'll do.
Well, let me say this. No.
Even Ernest says it's going to go hard.
Okay.
But go ahead. What were you about to say?
I mean, 3 years from now, would I say, "Oh, let me go on YouTube and listen to it"? Maybe, but I gotta be pretty bored. I have no desire to hear this.
I think there is room. Now, I do still think that he needs to put out a hip hop album. I do, but I do think there's room for these artists who have other skills to display those other skills. Is flute going to be something I go out and run to and listen to? Nope. But I am curious to hear what Andre does with an instrumental album. It's not just going to be. There's going to be some element there to bring people that love Andre into the fold.
I don't know. Really though? Will it really? Because the people that love Andre wants to actually hear him give ball.
Right.
So is it really? I mean, and I know, is I think me and him on the same side. We want him to do an album.
I think
when people say when people say like he's not in your top 10 or whatever, or top 5 lyricists, for me, I think the most accurate way to describe it is he's disqualified from any top 10 list artist because you can't rate him. So how can you say if he's outside your top 10? That's still implying that
why did he get disqualified?
Because he ain't put an album out.
Yeah,
I'm just asking. I didn't know why.
Yeah.
What was your point?
Yeah, to me, he is disqualified from any kind of list because you have no way to judge him without a body of work. So I can't say he's outside my top 10 because
he is rapping half the time when you break it down on the album.
For Outkast, sure. But if we talk about an artist, though, you look at the entire body of work. What body of work does Andre 3000 have that separates him from Outkast? Nothing. So
he got some freestyle, not freestyle. He got some verses, but that's kind of hopping on the vibe of somebody else. You're right. I need a concept. Love Below stuff. You know how long ago that was?
And how many times
I don't even want to think about it because
he only has one verse in there, one or two verses in Love Below. I mean, it's easy. I won't say it's easy, but it's a big difference from doing an album when you've got Big Boy
and y'all tagging up rap on it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, as opposed to it's all on you. So,
first of all, Ernest, you ain't about to toss no coffee. We know that shit ain't about to happen.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. People, it's not this ain't as bad as the Lauryn Hill thing. Like he has way more body of work than her, but when it comes to that list, it's like, ugh.
But she has, at least she has an album.
That's true.
But see, that's the thing I was talking about after the show last week that we should have brought up. Is it time? Because Lauryn Hill, God, I want to find that story. Lauryn Hill was supposed to do a concert last week at some point. If we did talk about this last week, I'm sorry. But she was late. During her setup for the show, she addressed the crowd and pretty much told them how honored they should be that she's even performing anyway, and then talked about in length all the things that her last or only album did for the hip hop and R&B community.
Back in 1998,
decades ago, and you can say decades now. That was decades ago.
Yeah.
Is it time to take her off that pedestal?
Fuck yeah, it's been time.
When you say pedestal, as far as what, Brian? Just
as far as one of the greatest R&B acts that we've had, period. Because some people look at her like that.
I mean, you could argue she's a one-hit wonder. Oh, not one-hit wonder, but like a one. I would say, not one-hit wonder, but just
one album. She had an album.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a moment where she could have been.
Yeah,
she could have been legitimately great.
Yeah, she's one of the biggest what ifs in music. Because, like I said, she could have been arguably like a top 5 female MC because she had the talent to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest. She's one of the biggest what ifs. And if she would have paid her taxes, we might have been a different story.
I tell you, you mess around and you mess up something and you let Nick find out. That is you for the rest of your life. Nick does not forgive. Black man can't mess up in this world without somebody bringing it up all the time. But Michael Vick's still a dog fighter. Vic did his time.
He did. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering about that because there's so many people that will defend her to the grave for that one album. Oh, you can't talk about Lauryn Hill. She released that album and it was the greatest thing and it changed my life. That was 90s.
Hey, again, and that's fine. If it changed your life, cool. But let's keep it in perspective. Is that one album over 20 years ago? So I mean, and I'm just sorry. To me, I have a problem with, like you said, her reaction to like the concert on the Blade. She does that. It's a routine for her doing that. It's like, thankfully, I didn't spend any money for that because I mean, to me, it's a disrespect to all those fans. That supported her.
Well, I always thought, there has to be, and I said this last week, there should be some humility mixed in with your fame. If you're in a business that completely depends on somebody else liking what you're doing. So hip hop artists, R&B artists, all this stuff. The only reason you're relevant is because somebody wanted to buy your music.
Let's be more specific. Over 10 million people bought your music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there should be a little bit of humility. Now they talk about Erykah Badu, the way she comes late and sets up candles and all this blah blah blah. But Erykah has been delivering, whether it's been amazing content or it's just been okay music. She's still been performing.
When she doesn't show up or shows up late, what's her reactions? Like, how does she react when it happens?
Lauren or Erykah?
No, Badu. Erykah.
Well, they say it. I don't think it's her being late. I think it's her taking time to set the stage for her to perform. So I heard she'll come.
Oh, she's there.
She'll take like an hour and a half lighting candles on the stage before she starts singing. Ernest said because of Windows, she got to pass. Can't even lie. The video helped. He says if she put out an album, I'd buy it, but I'd be damned if I buy a ticket. And that's the thing too. It's like if Lauryn Hill says, "Hey, I got these 12 tracks I want y'all to hear. I'm gonna put this album out." That thing will go triple platinum, quadruple platinum.
It would.
Just because it's Lauryn Hill. But you're not even giving us that. You're giving us nothing. Every 4 or 5 years she might sing on a feature, but then nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Brian, she's actually giving you something. She's giving you her ass to kiss. That's what she's giving.
That's correct. That's correct. She is. And like I said, I just think it's time to take her off that high horse. Stop putting her on lists of greatest. Maybe we should take greatest album away from her.
You can't take that away thoh.
I think we should,
because these people
should stop putting her on list.
Problem is, it's good. It's good.
You can still man.
Honestly,
you can say all this other stuff, but that's one thing you can't take away from her. She has.
But real quick, I think somebody. But if you go hip hop, well, actually, a lot of her songs weren't necessarily hip hop. A lot of them were R&B ish. Yep. So if you had best female R&B album of all time, hers wouldn't win it. Mine would probably be either Janet Jackson, Control, or Rhythm Nation.
To my Jan,
it would be one of those. Yeah. It wouldn't be her. It wouldn't be her. She thinks she got it, but Janet Jackson got it.
I want y'all to judge me. I'm gonna tell you something.
I hope you don't think she got it.
Listen, y'all probably about to kick me out of here. But I've never listened to a whole Janet Jackson album.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Brian?
I've never listened to a whole Janet Jackson album.
Brian is
I enjoy her.
Brian, you can leave the chat.
Brian, technically,
why are y'all surprised?
Brian, technically, you've heard her whole album. Rhythm Nation put out 8 singles.
Oh yeah, Rhythm Nation was all singles.
Put out 8 singles.
Yeah, Rhythm Nation was.
That's how good it was.
What album did Mike do like that? Like, did he do 2?
Thriller was like that.
It would have to be Bad and Thriller. Bad and Thriller are like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who
originally had 8 or 9 tracks? Thriller. I think it 8 out of 9 were singles, if not all of them.
Yeah.
Do we have any current artists that have done that same thing or almost that same thing?
No. It's hard.
No.
They have done what?
Put out an album and almost every track on the album became a single.
I think now is the time where I don't think I'd want that to happen because some of the best songs I like aren't radio-ish songs, which is weird.
Right. And plus, think about this too. I mean, back then albums a lot of them were only 8 or 9 tracks anyway. Now you got 15, 17, 20 tracks.
Real quick, I haven't heard anything about this Chris Brown album that dropped last week, and everybody
talking about that shit.
Oh, I didn't know it came out.
I think he oversaturates himself, and his tune, not necessarily his words, his tone and tune sounds the same every damn time to me.
Yeah. All right, so I found a list of 15 albums that generated the most singles.
Okay.
And this is across platforms. This is not just hip hop. This ain't just R&B. This is rock and roll, everything. All right, so we probably did this list before, but Def Leppard, Adrenalize, had 7
I don't
singles.
know that. Oh wow, sounds great.
Okay.
That is.
Another Def Leppard album, 7 singles. It's number 14. Damn, Def Leppard kept doing it. 7 singles on another album, Hysteria. All right, Katy Perry had 7 singles on Teenage Dream.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
Control had 7 singles.
Told you.
That's number 11.
Told you.
Bruce Springsteen had 7 singles on Born in the USA.
Born in the USA.
Thriller had 7 singles.
Said that. Yep.
That's number 9. Shania Twain had 8 singles on The Woman in Me.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
I didn't even say anything. Why you telling me to shut the fuck up?
Because that look you gave.
Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going, had 8 singles.
I wonder what
And of
album
course, I was
that?
Through These Walls, You Can't Hurry Love, I Don't Care Anymore, Don't Steal Him Away. I can't
I
remember.
thought I
don't
knew
remember
Phil
some.
Collins.
Celine Dion had 8 singles. Who cares? All right, so Janet Jackson,
Damn,
Rhythm
sorry.
Nation, 1814. She had 8 singles on there.
Told you. I know
Miss
my stuff.
You Much, Miss You Much, Rhythm Nation, Escapade was
Black
number
Cat.
1. All right,
All
come back
Right.
to me. Black Cat was number 1. Love
All
Will
Right
Never
was
Do,
my
and
song.
State of the World.
Yeah.
All Right was my song.
Mhm.
I like it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Janet Jackson, Janet had 8 singles.
Janet.
I
had
didn't
18?
Damn.
Listen,
yeah.
now listen. That's the way love goes. And you're gonna hear these songs as soon as you say them.
Yeah.
Anytime he played If Throb.
Again was number 1
Again.
because of love. Anytime,
Love.
any place. Which anytime, any place for me is one of the sexiest songs ever made. Ever.
No comment.
What? You don't like that song?
Oh no, I'm with you. Just no comment.
There's no comment.
Yeah.
I'm in a wrong place to comment.
Oh yeah.
You know who covered that song?
Huh?
You know who covered that song recently? Raheem Devon.
Please don't tell me
Oh.
somebody covered. Did
Well,
you
Raheem
really?
Devon can sing, though.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Honestly.
I
can
thought you
believe
were about to
Raheem
say
Devon's be good.
Jacquees.
Jacquees. Oh my god.
You know how Jacquees like to sing other people's shit.
Jacquees would be good if he could learn where to stay in range.
You mean learn how to sing?
He's not bad. He's just one of those people who can sing but don't have the training to sing, and they just throw him out there. That's what A&R is for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
Um,
going down.
I don't know what You Want This. That was one of her songs. You Want This. Whoops,
I would have to
Now,
go back
and
and
What'll I
listen.
Do? I think the rest of these going to belong to the Jacksons. Number 3 was Dangerous with 9 singles. Black and White. Yeah, Black and White. Remember the Time, In the Closet, Jam. Whose Is It? Who Is It?
Give It to
Who's
Me.
World. Yep, Give In to Me.
Yo, go
Will
back
You
and listen
Be
to that
There?
album. That album
Me
is
There.
loud. That album's loud.
It's a lot.
It's a loud album. It's a
Going
very
to
loud
the
album.
fucking album cover was a lot. Was
Yeah,
loud.
it was.
It almost looked like a No Limit album if he had diamonds around his name.
Man, stop.
I will say this. I did like Dangerous and In the Closet. Those are my songs. Black and White was corny.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a cash grab. He needed a reason to put Macaulay in some shit.
That sounded funny, but okay.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Bad, Michael Jackson. Number 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With Bad, you had I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana, Another Part of Me, Smooth Criminal, Leave Me Alone, Liberian Girl. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I have a unruly comment. Unpopular comment.
Oh no.
So based on those singles you name, I like Bad more than 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my favorite album.
You can't go wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That-
You
that's
talking
my
about the
first
song,
Liberian Girl. Liberian Girl is my shit.
Liberian
Yeah.
Girl is dope.
I love Liberian Girl.
Mhm,
Wait,
mhm.
you talking about the
Yeah.
song, right? Not the album?
No, he's talking about the album.
Oh,
Unpopular opinion.
I mean, like I said, it's my personal favorite, so I don't disagree.
Mhm.
Now, do I love the album? No, but I can say I probably I don't sit there around and listen to Michael Jackson. People go, "What?" I just don't. I will listen to a Prince first album more than I've listened to Thriller, and that's wild to say. And his first album ain't got no singles, doesn't have any singles that we really know like that either.
Well, you talking about Prince?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what to do with Prince.
It's like Soft and Wet, I think is the name of it.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't think the industry knew what to do with Prince because he was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? But he was making amazing music. And number one is Shania Twain, Come On Over. I don't know none of them songs.
Oh, I remember that. That was like 98.
Still the one, I think.
Yeah.
She had 12 singles on there though.
Well, all those singles didn't go to the pop. Some of them were country too.
Yeah.
Because that was her crossover album. Some songs were pop, some songs were country.
Well, yeah, and then on this list, they put in parentheses what was number one? Beating made ninjas at basketball while making them pancakes. You bitches want some grapes?
That's so stupid.
Now for number ones on that Bad album, Michael Jackson's Bad, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number ones, and that was I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, and Dirty Man.
The one song I will say you could throw away and I don't want to hear again is Man in the Mirror. I've heard it too many times in life. Oh God. Big Dim used to play that junk so much when I was a child. I was like, oh my God, I can't stand this song no more. That's the Fugees' Killing Me Softly is in the same category.
That's why you don't listen to the radio. Well, that's why I don't listen to the radio.
It's like she was telling me about like somebody she knows working off the radio station in Columbia. I had no clue because I don't listen to the radio. Nothing wrong with the people up here who do it. Just music industry killed that for me.
I mean, you can actually set your clock by the 5 songs they're going to play here in Columbia. It is. It's 5 or 6 songs they play in all day. And then when they say, "Hey, let's take a step back in the time," they play a Tupac song.
And I'm like, that ain't that far back.
Well, see, that's my problem. Hip hop and R&B has been around. Excuse me. Hip hop has almost been around for what, 60, 70 years?
Mm-hmm. But I could say real quick, since we in the music bag, real quick, when I was young, even in the late 90s, when they used to be like playing old school music, they would even play 60s music, which would have been at least 30 plus years. If you go 30 plus years now, you'd be in the early 80s, but they don't even do that. They play early 2000s and 90s, and I'm like, you're kind of there, but you're not. Why don't you dip into the 80s and stuff? And I think that's why a lot of our music is all sampled from the 90s, because that's about all people are spoon-fed, which is fine, but there's so much more music out there.
But how would a radio station that actually played everything, like how
it's hard now because you don't have that time, too much advertising, because the songs from back then were at minimum 5 minutes, damn near. So you can't really do it now. So that's a good ass question.
All right, so Ernest asked, speaking of Tupac, who was the real Tupac? The one from the school video or the West Coast version? So I think you're asking is, do you think he created a persona for hip hop? And it's possible. I mean, it is possible, but I believed him. It's like he wasn't. The thing about Pop and with the whole thug thing, it's like it wasn't cartoonish and it wasn't overly done. When I saw him in interviews or on TV or night shows, I felt like he was being genuinely who he was, and he really didn't want anybody out there trying to imitate his persona. But I think now when you get these guys on TV and with their music videos and they're doing the thing, whatever they're doing, they want people to think, I want to be like that guy. I want to be just like him. So they want a bunch of clones out there doing what they're doing. Clones, clowns, whatever you want to call them. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to know who the real Tupac was because we didn't get enough time with him.
That's true. We got, in theory, because people say 91, blah, blah, blah. We really didn't know Tupac till about 92. We legit only got 4 years of Tupac. Think about that. 4. 4 years he made that much of an impact. 4.
And now he fucking up Will Smith's life.
Nah, that's just his wife just fucking up his life.
That's his dumbass wife.
Tupac, like, you know what I mean? I was out here with and Jada tripping.
I think he would have got tired of Jada and clowned her on the album if he was still around a little bit more.
I said, I mean, I was drunk when I said it, but I believe it. He faked his death to get away from her dumbass.
Oh my God.
I
mean, it's kind of like she's so tiny, and it's kind of like having a chihuahua or something just nipping at your leg. It's like, God damn it, I gotta get away from this fucking dog.
Hey, I think to Ernest's point, it's somewhere in the middle. Because he came up as a dancer for Digital Underground.
Yep.
Digital Underground ain't, they're not on that tip. But he has the background. He might have went to a arts school, but I mean, he was still a street kid. So it had to be somewhere in the middle. And mind you, he was only 25 when he died. So
Jesus, man.
Think about that. So like Izzo said, we only really had 4, maybe 5 years of him.
And it hurts me when you hear like the young kids now that listen to hip hop say, I don't even know what the big deal was with Pac, man. I don't know why y'all listen to him. Blah, blah, blah. I listen to a couple of songs. They do that with Pac. They do that with Aaliyah. They do that with T-Bob. I mean, Left Eyes. Like, I don't know why y'all was running behind these artists. They was okay. But it wasn't the fact that they were okay. It's the fact that at the time when they were doing what they're doing, it had not been done. We watched things happen with these artists.
Well, he wasn't just a music artist. He was an actor. I mean, he put out 3 movies right before he died.
Yeah.
Like NBA YoungBoy ain't doing that shit.
I still think we ain't gonna be talking about these dudes in another 5 years. Think about all the artists that done came and we don't even talk about no more. Trinidad James was one of these dudes, and they ain't heard this nigga name.
I think we all kind of knew that was gonna come back. That was gonna go away.
Yeah.
Did we though?
I did. I didn't see no follow up. The same as I was sick on that nigga Foreigner Designer. So I thought I didn't see that happen. I almost said Foreigner. That's a rock group.
Yeah. I don't know.
Selling women's shoes. So is that what Trinidad James is doing, selling shoes?
No, he's big into the shoe game. He's actually doing all right though. Like he's not really rapping like that. He actually raps every now and then, but he's been doing he was on Complex. He was doing the shoe pod on there a lot.
It's like, cool that he
does nice shoes.
Because his music wasn't that good anyway. But
oh yeah,
some people just I don't know.
For him, I think he was just this quote unquote swaggy person that they thought they could market. The Lil Baby was the same concept. He was just a hustler in the streets, and people like ain't no way we can't market this. That's how they felt.
You say he is, so he got some decent sized businesses here. Oh, so I guess he still is in the shoe game.
Told you. And where is Ernest?
DC. Ernest, where are you? I think you in DC, right?
Yeah. So Trinidad is doing okay.
Somebody it's always good to have a plan B. Don't be a nigga that be like, I'm gonna be a rapper and then don't have anything.
Hey, Brian, it is always good to have a plan B.
Shut up. Oh, Ernest in Atlanta.
What did you say, Izzo?
Ain't nobody. Don't make that man repeat what he said. It was inappropriate.
What did you say?
And we won't stand for it here.
Hold on, I want to hear this.
It is always good to have a plan B.
Still.
We gonna shake my head.
Y'all dumb, man.
Oh man.
I'm just trying to enjoy my night.
Sorry.
I'm just looking at just these other stories.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Cudi done stepped into the arena with the P Diddy thing. and said that Kid Cudi.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know she dated Kid Cudi. Now I judge her.
She didn't date him.
Oh.
Diddy was jealous because of how he looked at her and threatened to blow his car up.
Say what?
Maybe I'm a hater, but I don't get a lot of Kid Cudi music. I don't like sad music.
He did blow it up. Cassie alleges that Sean Combs blew up Kid Cudi's car for being a romantic rival.
I mean,
Puffy, the Kid Cudi is the epitome of day and night. I mean, come on, that's just
at some point, it would have been, and I'm not trying to give no piece of shit advice, but Redacted, like he acted like he was untouchable. His ass should have went to a non-extradition country and shut the fuck up.
But see, that's what I was talking about earlier. You got power at a certain point. You get older, you stop having those connections, you lose your power, and all the shit you've done comes out.
And I agree with you. And now it's time for him to go to a non-extradition country because he about to get it.
Wait a minute, Tamika talking about I expect stuff like that from Brian. What? What?
Hey man,
it's fucked up. If Cudi got Diddy woman, then he should have. Now you cannot defend a man from blowing up another man's car just because he took your woman. That is, you lost. You lost. It was you know the name of the game. Your bitch chose me. That's been in the record for years. And why you got that as your picture, Nick? You ain't shit. Look at Nick's picture.
Oh, that's like the fourth time you put that up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that the whole time.
Oh man.
Damn, how long was that? Where did that ever go?
A few things we want to look out for. Dukes of Hazzard stars reunite and tease a potential reboot.
Nobody.
I ain't even trying to be funny. They all alive?
Yeah, except Uncle Jesse and Boss Hogg. I think. Roscoe.
That's what I meant.
I think Roscoe.
Roscoe Pico Chain.
Hey, wait. Say his name again.
It's Coltrane. I said Coltrane. That was the dude from Star Trek.
So, yeah, Spanish gets in the way. I thought it was Roscoe Pico Train.
No, it's three. No. Roscoe.
I know what it is now, but I didn't know it back then.
Roscoe P.
Coltrane.
Coltrane. Yeah, I got it.
You got it.
But we used to like
Pico Train. Roscoe Pico Train.
Pico Train, yeah. We was all fucked up in the 80s.
Like Pico de Gallo. Got it.
Let me ask y'all something since they're rebooting this.
Wait, first of all, they're Trump supporters, so I don't give a fuck.
Man, that was just a car, man. They didn't know that shit.
No. The actors.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That sucks. I ain't gonna front. A lot of kids. We were kids. Everybody used to watch Dukes of Hazzard, even though there were reruns by then. We would watch it. I love Dukes of Hazzard as a kid.
Well, let me ask you, if you had the power to reboot any show from your past, do you have any of them that you would like to see done again?
I'd say A Different World, because these kids need some guidance.
That's a good one, actually.
These kids need some guidance.
Everybody,
they want to be entrepreneurs, but got no ground to be entrepreneurs. Some of them. They be thinking they could just waltz into being something, but don't do no work for it.
I don't think today's media would let that go down like you think it would.
I think there's enough outlets to put it somewhere. Would it get the budget? Not necessarily, but they could do it the way they want to.
There would be so much. Perry touch it. There would be so many social action.
What Nick said.
But what's funny, you would have to cover so much, because think about college real quick. There's a lot of experimentation and finding yourself in college that they really don't touch in A Different World. I don't know if Nick remembers. We were at USC. There's a lot of women that dabbled in women the beginning.
Oh, yes.
Because they were just, it was a thing. Like, would they cover that type of stuff? I don't know, because the old black guard may not let that happen, because they're afraid of the gays.
No, they would let that happen, and that would be the entire theme of the show.
You would be. I was so amazed when you start hearing things about.
Sometimes it would be because it'd be the truth. What you saying,
Nick? I was just saying I was amazed with like a junior, senior year when you start finding out things back from freshman year.
Yeah, that would be one of those things. Yeah. It'd be like, oh, like you would probably see it. Like, let's say it goes 4 or 5 years, right? You would see stuff happen freshman year, other people would find out about. Then, like the 3rd or 4th season, people would find out about. That would be the thing to me. That's a good point. Because you just find out people hooked up with this, or this happened, or somebody was supposed to have a kid, or somebody disappeared. And
I would love to see a Different World reboot.
That would be me. I love the Different Worlds.
That's a good one.
I think for me, I think Cheers would be something fucking dope. Like that is an established business that is not changed by time.
Yeah. That's not, oh no.
He about to say he ain't never seen Cheers.
No, I've watched some seasons.
Oh, okay.
It would have to be written differently because Ted Danson's role was sexually harassing her the entire time, bro.
Which still happens in the bars now. I mean, of course, it wouldn't swing. It wouldn't swing.
Oh my god! I watched it. I was like, you can't do this. This is just. Oh my god!
Well, I mean, that's like, every show we watched.
That's all he said, pretty much.
Every show we watched in the 80s and 90s had a creep. You had Ted Danson in Cheers. You had Ron in A Different World. You had what's my man in Night Court? Dan.
Dan
in Night Court
just died recently.
Yeah. We just had creeps in every single show. If you name a show, I can name the creep.
Who's Dan?
I agree with Tamika.
John Larroquette. Yeah. You said what? Mm-hmm.
I agree with what Tamika said. I watched the new Frasier. I agree with. Sorry, I'm just agreeing with her comment.
Wait, so he is in Boston?
Go to Cheers since
he moved to Boston on the show. Yeah. They have referenced Cheers a little bit, but not directly. I'm a couple episodes behind, but
it's an amazing that is an opportunity to go back to Cheers. I mean, everybody that was on Frasier is pretty much dead, and then his son don't even want to be on the show. The dude who played his son. So I think almost everybody that was on Cheers is still alive.
Yeah.
Rhea Perlman's still alive.
Except what's her name? She died.
Delta Burke.
Christy Alley.
Christy Alley. Why do I get confuse her with Delta Burke?
Not Designing Women.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched some of the new Cheers. It was okay. But Nick, what you got? Show to bring back.
Come back to me because y'all had some good ones. I got.
So you got one?
Goddamn right.
What show would you like to come back, man?
Golden Girls.
Oh,
it's like a reboot with Golden Girls.
I mean, of course, they're all dead.
They're all dead.
Well, their kids could be older now. You could technically be their kids.
It doesn't have to be their kids, but it could be somebody, you know.
You'd have to connect them to the show. Would it be Stan's kids? Stan would be dead as a doorknob, but Stan's kids, I don't know.
I don't know, but because they talked a lot of. I don't know if y'all remember the pilot, but the pilot they had a gay cook. They talked a lot of.
They said it was too many dynamics. They think they had enough dynamics with the 4, which made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but you know they would touch even later on. They would touch on the gay issues, like
didn't they have an HIV episode or an AIDS episode where they thought
Rose
had it? Yeah, from a blood transfusion or blood thing. Yeah,
yeah.
They have the black one too. The black they touched the black issue too because old boy was decorating. Yeah, doing something.
They did a bunch of it. They, of course, because you know they're senior citizens, they touch the dementia, you know, stuff like that. I mean, and there's just so many different ones, so many different subjects that you could do now.
And we do have our aging actor and actress community that would be amazing in it.
There's tons that you could use now.
Yeah. You know what? Another one I just came to mind that you could do is with Living Single. You could do a reboot of that.
Oh, easy.
Yep. Living Single. Living Single would be good because everybody knows rent is high as shit and buying a house is high, so people are having to live together to save money. So
yeah, that dynamic would actually be different. It would probably be people you think make a ton of money, and then you realize they ton of money don't go far in a big city where they got to live with people.
That's why people be looking for jobs and they say, hey, we're hiring New York City. We'll pay you $80,000. Nigga, you poor. You ain't about to live nowhere in New York making $80,000 a year. I even saw. Go ahead.
Shit. No, go ahead. You even saw?
No, I got to look it up. But what were you about to say?
I was gonna say what shows couldn't be done right now.
Married with Children.
Married with Children.
I love it to death, but it could not happen. First of all, he was verbally abusive. The wife was. He was very verbally abusive. Women wouldn't like how Peg acted.
The fat shaming in the shoe store.
All the fat shaming in the shoe store. Bud was a creep. See, that's the creep.
Bud was a creep.
And his daughter was a hoe, and the people don't want to see that.
Nope.
They want to act like they're supposed to be this amazing American model for a family when nobody's family is perfect. So no, that show could not fly. Married with Children, no. Sorry. It'll never happen again. I would enjoy it. Wouldn't happen again. Archie Bunker couldn't happen. No. We know that.
Could you do and I'm talking about strictly the concept. Could you do the Cosby Show over again? Just the concept. Change the name, obviously, characters, but
you could. I don't know how long it would last, but you could do it.
Given
the only reason I say it too is think about this. They rebooted Wonder Years, and that only lasted 2 seasons. So I don't know how long
we didn't like that.
That was a lot of black trauma in that show. And we knew it was going to be, but it was a lot of black trauma in that show.
One show they couldn't do that. Different Strokes. They couldn't do that.
Hell no.
That sounds like a
White Savior?
No.
Yeah. Nope.
I think the power that be their
it'd be the white savior thing, and I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
Be good.
They blatantly put their purpose for shows and everything on TV now. So I mean, none of these shows would work. Nothing from the 80s or 90s would work. Different Strokes.
I think they're.
You know what definitely wouldn't work? Small Wonder. You will never see that shit again.
Hell no.
It was weird for the time it was in. Grown ass man making little girl robots for what, nigga? What you do that for? Why you ain't made no grown ass person robot?
I'm not touching that shit.
Small Wonder. Somebody need to do a documentary on that show. There was a lot wrong. Man, just walk around with a suitcase full of girl pieces. Weird.
That's a valid point, Brian.
Go away, Brian. I mean, yeah, valid point, but go away anyway.
What was the port called? RS-22, whatever. He used like the bullshit data port, so that shit was slow. Probably the way he wanted her to be.
Nerd.
Oops. What was that?
He said nerd.
Kiss my ass, you piece of shit.
Everybody knows that's some slow shit.
If Rich was here, he'd know it. You would say it to Rich. I don't appreciate this.
Yeah, but a lot of our shows that we watched, man, it just couldn't be. I think it was just, and anything that was a black show that had the mother and the father in the cast, there was so much behind the scenes shit to get rid of the father. There was always a point for the producers to get rid of the father.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like Family Matters?
Yeah, they didn't.
Lost on that one.
Good Times.
Good Times. They definitely didn't want. Yeah, there was always. This is the way things are going now. Single mothers and kids.
I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. Anybody got any shotgun topics? Anything you want to get off their chest? Anything you want to say?
These hoes are not loyal.
Yes, they are.
Damn.
This whole was
I
great.
don't know. I just went, whoa, I didn't say that.
This motherfucker.
All right, so we're gonna end it here. Hour 9, y'all. Thank you so much for coming in and keeping us company. We're gonna come back next weekend. First of all, I'm gonna get these motherfuckers some energy drinks because I need some energy in this show.
Hey, I'm sober. I couldn't help it.
I wasn't.
Anyway, y'all come back next Thursday. We are doing Thanksgiving, so we will be with our prospective families. Some of us, Sosa's being a Grinch. Early this year, I bought a tree, y'all. I bought a goddamn tree.
I'm gonna burn that shit down.
You know, burn my artificial tree down. Got the lights on it and everything. But anyway, we'll be back next Thursday. Well, we'll be back Thursday after next. Thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company, y'all. Take it easy, be easy, be good to everybody, love yourself. Izzo, sing a song.
These bitches are not loyal.